Okay, well, we're back.
Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Part two, Boogaloo Electric. The last thing that we were doing, Ray put the thing on the table. We were talking to the conch, and somebody said they wanted to talk to Xanth through it. Is that what was happening?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
suggesting that I talk to Xanth.
Milla's got the conch, so I guess she'll do it. Um, excuse me, is something there?
There's a bit of delay after you pull the string. Maybe about 30 seconds later here. Yeah, sorry. What's up?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
My name is Mila.
Yeah, I think we met. I recognize your voice.
Oh, yay. I recognize you too. What did you want to ask her, right?
Couldn't she just be the
The proof.
yeah?
Oh, well,
I mean, it's
Zant,
a literal demon.
well, Zant, we were going to talk to the queen about your sister,
My sister?
Agatha. You told us she was your sister.
Not quite. I'm sorry if you misconstrued. Like sisters, we were. It's hard to explain. Gods are a bit weird.
Okay,
I wouldn't quite call her my sister.
okay.
We were raised like that, though.
Oh, all right. Um, well, we were going to talk to the queen about Agatha, and we were hoping you could sort of be the proof that she exists. Not a lot
I
of
mean,
people seem to know who she is.
sure, I don't mind. I mean, I have time here.
Wonderful. Just
May I interject very quickly?
okay.
So our solid proof to the queen, the very stubborn queen, is we're going to hand her a conch and tell her that a demon from out of a void knows this other demon that we're talking about. I'm just making sure that that's what we're doing.
I don't think that's actually a good idea.
I mean, is there any way we can get her out and here?
Is that what we don't want to do?
I can only come out during Seartain. I can't just come out normally.
Oh,
As long as planar boundaries are active, I can't pass on through.
I'm here. I'm going to sit here and believe that if I can get statements from Isaac and Haven, that's going to back up my proof of Agatha and Jomar,
okay.
as we are known in Jomar for saving it.
All right.
So I believe that will be proof enough. Considering if I didn't do enough there, why would I have been appointed this position? I think the big focus is still the giants and the undead that we need to worry about right now.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the only thing that we are really not concrete on.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Zant. I guess we'll talk to you later.
Sure.
Oh, one
I
more
mean,
thing.
yeah.
Do you know where Agathon is, or does that just cause questions?
Who?
Okay, you can go.
All right.
Bye, Zant.
Farewell.
You were gonna say something, Xanth.
Was I?
I thought you were about to say something. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I forget things if I don't immediately say them, though.
Oh, I understand that a bit. I can lose track of things sometimes.
Yeah, my mind just kind of wanders from thing to thing. It's hard to come back.
Yeah. But we'll see you, Zant. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dagon, how many teleports do you have? Just 2?
I can teleport 3 times.
You can teleport 3 times, okay. Well, I'm not going to get you stranded in Vaskerhold in the event that he's not there. Unless you went to Sykes to Vaskerhold and then back to Heimhall.
Yes.
Because if he's not in Vaskerhold, there's no other way we could even figure out to contact him unless he's here in Heimhall.
Well, what does he work as?
He's a paladin.
Well, shouldn't we just go to a place where a paladin would be, like a temple?
Again, it's one of those, he's stationed in Vaskerhold. He might be up here in Heimhall, but Agathon could also be anywhere. He never really he was a little aloof with us in terms of where he was going and when.
Well, let's try and find Haven then. Maybe she'll know.
That's another person where we have not seen her since right outside of Askerhold, I believe, is when we last separated with her.
Yes.
So one of the two might be in Vaskerhold. I think we might have a better chance of at least finding someone. Vaskerhold does have quite the paladin guild down there. It's why Agathon was down in the place.
Alright.
So if maybe Agathon or Justice Haven are there, or maybe someone there might know either of their whereabouts.
Okay. Let's
So-
just focus on what we do know and what we do need. So let's focus on Sykes first, and then we can focus on Baskerhold.
So Dagon, do you think that you can teleport to Sykes, get the letter from the mayor, teleport to Vaskerhole to find either Haven or Agathon, or both, and then come back here to Heimhall with a report?
I can certainly try, yes.
Do you need anyone to go with you?
No, I don't think I do. I think I'm fine. Go very briefly, and I think I'll know Agathon when I see him.
I really appreciate you doing this.
I mean, I also don't want to see the world explode, so it's in my interest, but yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll be off then.
Alright.
Alright, thank you.
We'll be waiting for you at the castle, I suppose.
Alright, Tulu. And he snaps and disappears in a puff of darkness.
Not Thanos.
I am going to write a few quick letters at the current moment. I'm going to get one sent off to Isaac and one sent to Haven in the event that she might not be in Vasserhole, but she checks her mail. Just so I can get some written statements back.
Okay.
Just so they don't have to come all the way to Heimhall.
Alright. I guess we'll head to the castle and we'll meet you there.
Yeah, just don't... I mean, I think before we all head to the castle, we'll wait until Dagon comes back.
Alright.
Because again, if we don't have at least that concrete evidence, fuck, concrete, we're not gonna get too far. Because still, our undead thing is extremely weak.
Alright.
So we definitely had to put fuck, I can't speak. We had to put more of the focus on Agatha.
Yeah, we also, again, need some good points for the Giants, because if we are weak in that area, we risk losing that front.
Alright.
Think of this as
So-
sort of a visual battlefield, per se. We can't just strengthen one argument without strengthening the other as well.
Alright.
So, what's our best bet for the Giants? Because we are coming out this as strangers in Heimhall to tell them what to do.
Well, Mer was about to say something.
I was just going to say that while I get these letters written out, because I was not present during whatever you guys did in Lynborough, I unfortunately will have to put this burden on you, Arturio, for the undead.
Nah, that's fine.
You know way more about it than me, if you don't mind.
I can do my best.
I can handle all of the Agatha talk if you want to handle the undead talk.
Sure.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna go write those letters, and I will be back. You guys just continue to think about how we can handle the Giants.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe just a cultural thing, but I'm an orc, not a giant, so I don't know how different our cultures are. But I was going to say, assassination isn't really something we do. When we fight with honor.
What
we-
about assassination were you trying to bring up?
Well, giants doing an assassination, it's very weird for somebody who follows Kron. I'm sure it's not unheard of, but it's very unusual. I can only speak for orc culture, but in orc culture, we don't really try and hide our anger and take out our enemies when they are least expecting it. We fight them on the battlefield. We fight them with honor. To die with honor is the greatest respect.
And we already know that
And
papers
to
were
a-
fabricated against giants. So,
I
who's to know
know.
what else was fabricated?
That's true.
It could just
But-
be the largest misunderstanding we could ever get that created a spiral of hatred.
It's true. And I doubt somebody who's coming from a different country and a different continent, I doubt she'll even believe me if I told her about the cultural differences.
We're too short on time, but I was suggesting maybe talking with the giants, but yeah,
It would take too long.
we have like 4 hours. The best way to get talks is to have diplomats. Fucking hell.
Right?
That word that I was trying to say. You get them, and it's best to get just for the cultural views and viewpoints through their own eyes instead of mediators.
I guess the only other person closest to being a giant, I would assume, considering he's so large, would be Mr. Fister, and I don't want him anywhere near the Queen.
True.
He doesn't seem like the negotiating type.
Are there any half giants that we could speak for?
I don't personally know any. Does anyone here know any?
Yeah, you guys are my only friends.
Okay.
I don't have many of those.
So the only giant we know is Mr. Fister, and he is probably not the best
I
negotiator.
don't also think he could part on us his cultural knowledge of being a half giant, because I think he's just gonna say he just likes to punch a lot.
That's true.
I don't mean to be mean to the guy who saved my life, but he is not a poet.
No, he is very blunt.
Big fan of slam poetry.
Oh, shit.
But that's unfortunate. Maybe Mr. Isaac knows a half giant, but who knows?
Mr. Zebel, do you know any half giants?
I knew one back in the day, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. I guess we got nobody to vouch for the giants.
So we're just gonna have to come up. Unfortunately, our best bet is just to give the analytical approach to the giant situation. I don't even think the Queen wants to hear us be her advisors, but nonetheless, we have to present her with options.
That's true. Okay, I guess we're just going to have to wait for Dagon to get back before we make our move.
So, who is all going to talk to the Queen? This is something we need to fully discuss. I know it's myself and Myr, but is there anyone else who feels confident enough that they could talk for an entire race of people?
I can go, but the only thing I could really vouch for is the fact that Agatha is just as terrifying and those under her are equally as awful.
I was going to say
I worry about...
Go on.
I only say I worry about Milla speaking solely because we know that the Queen doesn't take sentiment.
That's true.
And Milla, as fantastic as a person you are, you do speak more from the heart than you do anything else, and she might
take that as an offense.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
definitely not a bleeding heart type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might not be able to make a convincing argument, and you getting upset with her not abiding by that would not help our situation.
Can't really
Yeah, maybe it's best I just stay out of the conference room.
You can't really tug much of the heartstrings if there's nothing left to pluck.
Yeah.
But
The only thing that I can say is that doing an armistice with the giants to reduce
casualties.
I guess another one would be evacuate the citizenry.
That's... I guess we'd have to bring that up if the current undead situation fails. Because then there'd be no entire city of undead to have to worry about. Hopefully. but
Where are we going to put the evacuees?
exactly, we don't know where to put them now. Perhaps
Vascular
maybe
hold.
Vascular Hold, but that's again a distance away.
It's a distance away. There's really no easy way to get there. Also,
Perhaps
that's
maybe
bordering.
Jomar?
I mean, I know a person who knows how to speak with whales.
But Millie,
I don't
also
think we can
consider,
put the entire
Yeah.
population of Heimhall on a whale. Or a bunch of whales.
It's gonna
I don't
take-
think that the people of Heimhall are going to want to get on a bunch of whales.
we would have to start right now, have everyone in the city agree to being carried on whaleback to a place they've never been before, to live for who knows how long.
With Heimhall the size, there's really no city that can probably sustain this population. I mean, yeah, we could break them up and evacuate them over to Heimhall, Silver, and Jomarn.
Maybe you could.
We have to take them over the mountains or take them all by boat. Boat's going to take a very long time, especially trying to get every single citizen in the city on a ship, which we probably don't have the fleet for that.
I'm not sure how the situation in Australia is, but if we could somehow open up a teleportation place, there's only
That's true.
space there, as there's now a third of the population left. But
That would definitely be something Laven would have to talk with the higher ups
I
about.
believe
They would be safe
if
there.
Australia were able to sustain the population for an evacuation, that would be our best choice. It's up in the
Right,
air.
so
It's
I guess
away from
evacuate
this
to
part of the
Australia.
country.
It's not far
If
from
in the
Heimhall
event
either.
Heimhall is getting overrun by undead and Agatha's army, the population will be safe in the
Okay.
sky.
So evacuation to Australia. Talk about Agatha.
Do we
Hopefully
know the
Dagon comes
leader
back
of
with everything
Australia
we
right now?
need.
Is he alive? Or she?
Iris and Jess, can y'all not hear each other? You
What?
guys have been talking over each other
Yeah.
for a while.
I can't hear Alex
I
at
can
all.
hear Jess.
I said Iris.
Oh, Iris.
Jess, can you hear Iris?
I could hear Iris.
Okay,
Interesting.
Jess is gone now.
oh, okay.
Cool.
I can hear
Love
I can
that.
hear everyone, but you
I
guys,
can hear everyone fine.
you guys were
Hmm.
overlapping a bit.
Oh,
You guys were saying the same things at the same time. It's like, okay, cool.
See ya.
let me refresh.
Hang on, let me refresh.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Alex.
You're fine.
You good, bud?
Man, don't you love this hour of diplomacy talk, Alex?
Okay, now Jess and other Alex are gone.
Him or me?
Hello, there you are.
All right, I'm gonna talk. Jordan, you talk.
Hi.
Everyone hear Jordan?
Yeah, everyone can hear Jordan.
Okay, I was looking for responses. Jess,
I
Sorry.
didn't understand what you said.
Jess, you talk.
Hi, hello.
Can everyone hear Jess?
Yes.
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 Okay, Alex, you talk.
Hola.
Can everyone hear Alex?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Ah, fuck.
Hang on, let me refresh again, because it might be on my end.
Kill me!
When two shitty internets collide,
Kill me, Daddy.
what will be the strongest shitty internet connection?
I mean, we could all disconnect from Manacles of Darkness.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, I can hear it now.
Yeah, well, let's also disconnect from fucking Discord now.
Alright,
Because it may need to be on that.
alright.
Maybe that'll help our internets a bit.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Everyone, can you hear Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah.
hi.
Did you say yes, Alex?
Yes.
Okay, good. Jess, blah, blah, blah.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, Alex, speak again.
Hola.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool, Iris.
Hello.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool, thank God.
Oh my god, I'm so
All
sorry.
right, no, it's good. What were we just talking about?
Apparently, Iris and I were talking about the exact same thing.
Which was, I think you were both saying evacuate to Australia. Is
Yeah.
that because that's what it
Yes.
seemed like to me? Okay.
Yeah.
Then one of you say something. I don't know. I don't know who to have go since you were both saying the same thing.
I'll have Mer kind of jump and be like, "Are we aware if the leader of Australia is alive and can be contacted?"
I wasn't aware of what the hierarchy in Australia is. That's more of Laven's department. But from what we know,
Of course.
we could still get there's still a hierarchy there to speak to, because we were afraid that they were going to arrest us for killing a higher up.
Because we would definitely want to get a hold of them and get in contact with them and make deals with them so as not to just overrun Australia with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Since they seem to have been a pretty isolated city for the longest time anyway.
And they do owe us a little bit. You know,
That's true. I don't know if taking on the entire population of Heimhall really matches that,
my
but...
idea was to split Heimhall up into a few different cities. At least maybe like a third of Heimhall would go to Asteria.
So should we do a staggered evacuation then?
Yeah.
It was
It would be
Go
a
on,
strain
go
on an entire city's resources, per se. It would still strain it a bit, but not double their population, triple it.
Oh, I'll get it.
Okay.
I'm still surprised we have.
Mila heads to the door.
No, you head to the door. At it, you see the sort of elderly advisor man that you met the other day at the castle.
Oh, hello.
Hello. We were wondering when you all were going to show up.
Sorry.
We're waiting on somebody to get back. We're hoping they would be here sooner.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, hello. I'm sorry about that. It's taking so long. We're waiting on a couple of lists to come in. We have someone who just teleported off to Sykes, and we're trying to contact just to see our Haven and why do I keep forgetting his
Agathon.
name? Come on, Agathon. I was trying to say Asgard. I want to die.
Asgore.
Yeah,
The
we're trying to get in contact with.
waiting at the castle.
Oh, he's there?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful. And she looks to everyone. I think at this moment we can't keep her waiting any longer. It's going to look bad. I think we should just go with what we have now.
All right, let's go.
Who's this friend that we're waiting on to come back with the letter?
We are waiting for our friend Dagon.
I'll have
He's got
someone look
purple
out
hair.
for him then.
All right.
Yeah, he's going to be hopefully getting a letter. I've already sent some letters off that I ask that if anything comes in them during my meeting that it be presented to me, because it is probably an answer to a couple of letters I just set off.
Okay, well, inform the post office with the courier. But let's go, please.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
And you guys sort of rush off to Heimdor Castle and are walked up the stairs. Does anybody need to pee or get something real quick?
I need to go pee real quick.
Go pee real quick. This will be the last big chunk.
Okay.
I have written on my notes for tonight. Get to the meeting with the Queen in the first 30 minutes.
You mean the last 30 minutes?
Yep. Oh my. Oh.
Question.
Really do be like that sometimes.
Alex, I'm sorry that I broke you.
No, that's not you.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I'm good.
Okay. That broke me.
I got a question.
Yes, Jessica?
Could I use a touch spell on myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get druid spells from like a feat or something?
Yeah, so there's a rogue feat that if, as long as my wisdom is 10 or above, I can get access to druid orisons, and I can use one spell 3 times a day.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah. So
It's a nice little like lore thing for you. It makes sense.
Exactly. I saw that and I was like, well, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end up using, probably if I get prompted with a diplomacy run, I can touch myself for enhanced diplomacy. And if anything, if Merce stands close to Arturio, she can also use him.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm back.
Do we still have apples?
Yeah.
Hi, back. I'm
Yeah.
Jess.
Hello.
I'm gonna get some peanut butter apples.
Cool. Hey, I love you.
I love you.
Cool.
Aww.
Fuck off.
I think I'm gonna read Princess Jellyfish and hate back.
Please do. Please read Princess Jellyfish so I can hold you while you cry.
No!
Oh my god. Princess Jellyfish. Just waiting on Gorpate then, and then we'll get right into this. I'm glad that we took that extra hour, because we're going to need it.
Yeah.
Oh, my lord.
I wonder if I'm even going to be able to go into work tomorrow.
Because of the weather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of ice outside.
I feel like since you guys had the early closing, you'd at least have a late start.
And that'd be great because that means I can sleep in. Yeah, so we have a winter storm warning right now with a bunch of heavy snow and sleet. And the high tomorrow is supposed to be 16 degrees.
I think you guys might have a late start.
We might have a late opening tomorrow, so I might only have to go in at like noon or 11.
That's good.
Watch, I wake up at 8 and I'm not getting any text messages and they're just like, yeah, get your ass into work.
Mm.
Oopsie poopsie, sorry, I didn't know.
The tomorrow is supposed to get -3.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds like a nightmare.
The low tonight is 8,
Wow.
but it's currently 20 degrees.
Meanwhile, I haven't seen snow in like 7 years.
I haven't seen snow since last year.
You
Hey,
fucking,
who wants to-
y'all down in
wants to
Texas
come-
get more snow than Germantown, you assholes.
I also haven't seen
Who
snow
wants
in
to
a year.
fucking come visit me then and want to see some fucking snow?
Get up there at some point.
I realized with like session tonight, I was like, well, I hope my power doesn't go out because of this, because they were like, power outages are possible. And I'm just like, I can't be the only one. And then I fucking realized that the storm's not going on where Jordan is, and everywhere else, everyone else lives, it's the fucking south.
Yeah, well, we were having fucking tornadoes here today, so that kind of worried me as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were having really high winds.
It's very windy too. The wind chill is actually the worst part here because it's been raining the last 2 days, and so that wind chill just made all of that wet terrain freeze.
Damn.
Wet and cold.
Moist terrain freeze.
Moist frozen terrain.
Moist frozen terrain.
I hate.
Alright, we all good, babies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you guys...
Just to let you know, Jordan, Mer might touch Arturio to give him +2 diplomacy.
She might just touch him at some point. Hope you're ready for that.
I need an adult.
She's the adult, you're fucked.
Oh no. Bad touch.
I'm about 30 years your senior, buddy.
Also, I also have enhanced diplomacy, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. You guys are marched up into Hindor Castle and are taken to the throne room, where this sort of large, long table with a lot of seats is currently set up. Ray, Mur, and Arturo, you can make a perception check. Mila, you can also roll one, but it won't be as useful for you.
Oh yeah.
Sexy. I'm gonna do that again, actually.
Okay, cool.
Okay, whatever.
Hang on. Yeah.
I'll start with Mila. Mila, as you enter the room, you see lots of different people that you've never seen before. Just sort of like a large variety of people of all races and sizes. Ray, I'll say you immediately recognize Castan Dalgard, the Lord from Dalgard Keep, sitting near the Queen's side of the table. Next to him is like this, appears to be some sort of elvish woman. You've never seen this type of elf before. She has sort of white hair and dark grayish skin. And what else is there?
The fuck was that?
Let's see what else.
Okay.
Who else is fucking even there? Let me see anyone else. You see there's an empty chair. There's chairs for all of y'all, but there's one like extra one as far as you can count. At this point, also Zevel came with you. I'll say that as well. So he's going to be helping you guys out here. Mur, you see sat right next to the side of the Queen is Agathon, and you see that he's gotten that arm that was infected by Prime. It's been replaced with a large Arcana Mail arm. This one you note isn't soul forged like the ones that the BB can do. So it's just like it just looks like it's made of metal and stuff. But he seems otherwise fine, much better looking than when you last saw him. He sort of gives you a small wave as you come in.
She gives a small wave back.
Arturia, you notice Caston as well. I'm trying to think of anything else you notice. You guys also see this sort of large, almost Deschaneri-looking man standing behind Agatha. And Murray, you can roll me a wisdom roll.
Okay. 9.
You vaguely recognize him. He looks to be some sort of paladin. That's all you get.
Okay.
And at the sort of head of the table, you see Fiore, who is kind of not angry, but just looks like she's a bit patient, as her finger is sort of again tapping on the sides of her throne, and you're all gestured to come in as Sage returns to her side. Are we ready to begin then?
Yes, we are, Queen.
Was there a reason you all were taking so long?
We were gathering all of our
Intel.
Yes.
We were gathering all of our intel currently to make sure we had everything straight with you, keep everything organized.
That's acceptable then. Well, everyone, we're still missing one, but I imagine he'll be late, so let's go on and begin.
Very well.
And everyone sort of scoots their chairs in. You get sort of also a small wave from Cass and everyone that he recognizes. How do y'all want to start here?
I guess I should start. Thank you, everyone, for coming here today. On behalf of Queensglaive, I've got a report on our mission on the Cult of the Black Sun, as well as some other pertinent information relating to the safety of Heimhall. We've got a couple topics to discuss currently, but I'm sure that the Cult of the Black Sun is the hot topic here that we should probably discuss. Furthermore, in the last couple of months, we have come in contact with the Cult of the Black Sun and their whereabouts, which happens to take place in Lynborough. They're being led by a man or person named here, who was under the guise of being a young girl named Erica, who actually ventured with us for the time being. It is sad to inform that this little Lynborough, we ended up losing a couple Queensglaive members, gaining a couple at the same time, and furthermore, we have some information that is rather dire, and we need to get to that. Because not only do we have the threat of the Cult of the Black Sun, which is consisting of all undead, but there's another threat that is going to be coming upon Hall. And we have gotten intel that both of these threats will be attacking the 1st of next year during the eclipse. It's a dual attack between the undead in Lynborough, the Cult of the Black Sun, and another threat, which we have identified as a demon named Agatha. This demon is considered one of Lord Cyrus's hands, his daughter to be exact, and she plans to enslave the entirety of Skirn, if not the entire world. Whether or not she plans to kill everyone is in question, considering she wants total enslavement. So that's the brief overview of what we have to talk about today. Queen Fiore, which one would you like me to cover first?
Let's save the new threat for the end.
Fair. Would you like us to discuss the Cult of the Black Sun first?
Yes, I'd like to start there. Go on and give me whatever you wanted to say, and then I'll respond with my advisors.
All right. And she, Arturio, putting a hand on him. Arturio, would you like to discuss all the intel we have in Lynborough, considering that you were there in my absence?
Of course. Queen Fiore, give me a hot sec, because I'm really nervous, me as a player out of character, to compile my thoughts. I thought I was just going to be ready to just dive right into this, but I realized that public speaking is my least favorite thing of all time.
This is Arturio Jordan at this point.
Yes. So, fun fact, we had again, this is off topic, but we had a debate in AP US History, and I was the best. I could say I compare myself to Mob in the fact that I was able to say no words and all of the time aloud.
Nice.
I froze up because I have that issue with my brain. Okay. Just a quick refresh. The order of operations we were gonna do, which was, so I don't misspeak, their plans against Heimhall, possible things they're going to do to us, some things we researched, and then possible solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely bring up the hostage situation that we have and the intel that we got from him, because we have to admit the source that we have this from.
Okay.
I don't know if we discussed this, but Arteria would know it. The Priscilla, the one they have.
Mm-hmm. So, upon our investigation through Lynborough, we were able to uncover sort of the whereabouts of the hideout of the Cult of the Black Sun. During our time in prison there, we did learn a few things. Most importantly is that whatever they're planning, and I'll get to our source in a second, it appears that they're going to do some sort of large-scale attack on the first of the eclipse. Their attack is what they have planned in motion, but we can discuss other methods pretty soon. For now, what we've discovered from there is they appear to be capable of using skeletal dragons, remnants of research for glacius necrosis, and while their army is, as they've claimed, are not fit to fight, they appear to have potentially other methods of winning the war, so to speak. Upon discussing with a captive we have in Queenscliff Keep, a undead by the name of Trevor, we have ascertained through his information that it is entirely possible that they seek to turn the entirety of Heimhall undead as a means of making themselves equal. And from here I would like to discuss further points to avoid such a calamity, and to avoid necessary costs to both Heimhall and to any sort of war that might take place between the undead and Heimhall. The first thing that Trevor discussed, again, as he had mentioned of the undead and our time there in sort of the captivity, was that they're not necessarily a warmongering people, so their best bet isn't to charge at Heimhall with their blades and weaponry and hope to take it by force. Another one of their fighting methods is that they seek peace, like they have mentioned, and one bargaining tool they've asked for is land within Yonland, or anywhere, to be put bluntly. Upon sort of talking to Trevor, I have come up with a temporary solution, possibly, that we might use to sort of avoid any unnecessary conflict and save lives from the people of Heimhall and any at all resources that we could save in the meantime. We were able to find out that the town of Lynborough has been empty for a very long time. Its houses, buildings were empty, full of puppets that were made to look like the place was still running, but it has not been for, as I mentioned, a very long time. One temporary solution was to let the undead live in Lynborough, as it is a place not ruled by anyone, and it is, for all intents and purposes, a land of free development. If this can qualm any issues they have with not having land themselves and prevent any uprisings, it would very much help the city of Heimhall and her people. We can discuss the semantics of that in a second, but that is just one possible idea we have come up with. Out of character, what else were we discussing? Because I feel like I covered most of the things we were going to discuss.
I feel like that was basically all the intel that they really had on that.
I guess also informing them that, no, because no. I was going to say the whole Kier Erica thing, but Mur already touched on that.
Yeah.
So I think that might be all that we had.
that is currently all the information we have so far. Again, our sources come from the undead we have interrogated, and what information he knows about his own cult.
Thank you, Lord Venici, may said.
Thank you.
And you see her sort of raise her fist up to her mouth as she whispers over to Sage, who leaves the hall for a moment and comes back with a man you recognize, Milla, as Lua Crane, who appears to be carrying several large knapsacks.
Oh.
He gives you an excited wave as he passes by.
She waves back.
Mr. Crane, I'm glad you could meet us today. Yes, very glad to meet you as well, in person, finally. And he gives her a very blunt bow as he raises back up. Should I assume that you're ready for the demonstration? Yes, I think now would be the best time for it, to be honest. Sage, bring in the prisoner. And Sage goes out to talk to a few guards, and inside they wheel in what appears to be some sort of partially decomposed lichborn. A lot of you can see. It's chained up around all of its joints. There's a muzzle around its jaw, so it can't bite or anything. And it looks overall like it's kind of trying to resist, but is overall just completely bound to this table or whatever it's being wheeled in on. And you see Lura begin going through his bags and stuff, and bringing out what appears to be a large dart gun. And all right, my lady, would you like to use it yourself? It's quite easy, and he sort of demonstrates so on and so forth how to wield it and stuff like that. And she just exclaims, "I know how to use a gun." Yes, sorry. Let me just load it for you then. And you all see Lure load in these small bolts, almost like darts, into the end of the gun. What this looks like more than anything is almost like a tranquilizer gun. As he loads it up for her and hands it to her. Yeah, so just, it's fairly accurate. I think I've done a good job. Hopefully the prototype will be to your liking, however. And she very quietly goes over and investigates the Lichborn for a moment. And after she's maybe about 15 feet out, aims and fires. There's a small puff of smoke that exits the barrel of the gun as you see this yellow dart shoot forth and plunge into the chest of the undead. And very quickly you see its flesh begin to turn red, and horrifyingly as you see its flesh begin to melt right off the skeleton in what appears to be only about 10 seconds, but an eternity to all of you. The smell of roasted flesh emanates through the air as it turns to black tar on the floor. 10 seconds, then. Quicker than you said it'd be. Yes, sorry, it took a few dozen test subjects, but I think I got it down to a time that you would find more acceptable. Yes, 10 seconds is fine. Thank you, Mr. Crane. Yes, glad to be of service. Should I wait outside then? Yes. I'll talk to you later after the meeting's done. Thank you. Thank you for your service, Millie's. And you see Lure head out as he waves to you again, Milla, and is escorted out by 2 guards.
Milla kind of puts her hand up a bit more limply this time.
And you see Fiore get back onto her throne and turn to Caston. So then, better than anything you all had back in the day.
Yes, Millie, far better than any weapons that we had back in the day, as you put it.
Very impressive indeed. I didn't think that anything like that was quite possible. And do you think that your connections could possibly mass-produce anything like that?
Conceivably. Obviously, we need the blueprints and such. I can't imagine it would be too difficult to make if Mr. Crane was able to make it. But I'll need to see the prototype and blueprints and such. But I'm more than thinking that we are able to do it, capable at least. It's just a matter of making the necessary arrangements.
Good. If worst comes to worst, then we have those. All right. Next order of business. Let me see here. All the different things she has on. Ganymede, and you see the elvish woman stand up. Y'all can roll me another perception check if you'd like to.
Oh, fuck.
Alex, you alive?
Hello?
Alex?
Did
Alex?
Alex die?
Oh god, did he fall asleep?
Ray's surfing in the big kahuna waves
uh,
in Sleepy Town.
Alex!
He typed in the chat.
Can you not hear us?
oh no.
Oh, your mic isn't working? Okay.
Oh. Fun.
Yeah, none of us can hear you.
Yeah.
Hello?
There we go.
There we go.
There you are.
Give us a perception roll, big kahuna.
What? Ask the question again.
So I was saying perception roll for everyone.
Oh, okay.
Have you been hearing what I've been saying? Like more or
I've been
less?
hearing what you've been saying, and then I heard my name, and I was just like, "Hello."
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, just roll my perception check. Fuck.
Ooh.
See all.
I'll say, so Mila, you get a certain insight when looking at this woman. You know for a fact she's a Nick Neary. She's the only other one you've ever seen. She looks fairly similar to Garrick. Kind of silverish white hair, and gray skin. She doesn't really cover up her appearance at all, however, not like with a mask or anything like your uncle has been known to do. And she looks rather well dressed. This is what all the rest of you are noticing. She looks very well dressed, almost like she's some sort of high-ranking noble or diplomat or something. And she turns to the queen and gives a bow. Yes, I believe that we can offer some sort of alliance for the time being, my queen. It's our pleasure to serve. Thank you, Ganymede. I'm happy you were able to come on such short notice, even though it has been quite a while. In my heart, I am always in your employ, my queen. Glad to hear that. Okay. First of the year, you all were saying yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Then yes. Ganymede, if you could have, whatever forces you all can spare from Ignace come here by then, that would be most useful. As you wish, my queen. I shall have it done. And she sits back down. I suppose, you hear Casson speak again. As a note, Ganymede and I here were both in the former Queensglaive group a while back.
Hmm.
We're some of the only ones still surviving, and the only ones who've bothered to show up yet today. I said he'd probably be late. Yes. Well, regardless, I just thought you might be curious who all you were talking to.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Ganymede just gives you sort of a slight head nod. She's a very reserved-looking woman.
Hmm.
Ashray kind of raises his hand a little.
Yes, Mr. Vinici.
If I might add to the talk of alliances, I failed to mention one other thing, if it is alright.
Go on.
We have recently saved the fate of the city of Asturia from a particularly nasty demon, and from that, I believe we could also add a small branch of an alliance between the Ethereals.
You see her smile, Fiore, and she sort of bows her head. Thank you, Mr. Vinici. Excellent work.
Of course. And he sits back down.
Any other talk of alliances before we move on from the topic?
Merc kind of looks at Arturio. The giants.
Right.
Seeing the deadness in the air, Zevel stands up. If I may speak for a moment, my liege. Yes, go on. Was just going to say, I'm rather attached to the current Queensglaive members, and we've been speaking. I'm going to try and get whatever help I can from the year. I can't promise anything, but I'm sure we'll be able to provide something for you and your citizens. Thank you, Mr. Zevel. You may sit down. Yes, ma'am. He's looking over to y'all like, oh, guys, you're going to say it now's the time.
Should I...
We had one more possible alliance. Nilla speaks up.
Yes, and I'm afraid I don't recognize you. Who are you?
I'm Mila. I am new to the group. Arturio would know much more about this than I would, so I will defer to him.
Oh, thanks, guys.
And
Oh, Terry, just talk about the undead. Don't you done?
I said both of them.
Right. You said undead. Right, we were discussing another matter from alliances with Heimhall and another place of a bit of tension.
Go on.
We surmise that with the current, as I said, tension with the giants to the west, that a weakened Heimhall would be a plentiful opportunity for them to strike, if provoked. And that would bear very bad news for an attack on at least 2 fronts to the great city of Heimhall. So, I have, not myself, but we have surmised a possible olive branch, a temporary olive branch with the giants of the west, to cease any altercations or ideals of war or conflicts for the time being, until the first of the year has passed.
You would have me condescend myself to speak with the baseless brutes that had my family butchered?
Do we have evidence?
Mer looks to Agathon.
We have reasons to suspect that the giants were not responsible for the butchering of your family, if we may add.
Then plead your case.
I've got this, Arturio.
Thank God.
I was present during the initial roundup of the gang that was supposed to find the conspirators to the murders of your family by the names of Prime, Carrion, and... Fuck! I forgot the third one! I rolled wisdom to remember the third one.
Oh yeah, Zomgat, the Shadow. Yeah, that guy.
And I'm sorry. Thank you. It's because we haven't talked to him, so alright.
Like ever.
I'm so sorry. Okay. That the conspirators, Carrion, Prime, and Zomgat the Shadow, the ones responsible for the death of your family. I was assigned the mission to take on finding one of the 3, if not all of the 3 conspirators, by Justiciar Agathon when I initially made my arrival in Heimhall about a year ago. Agathon, do you remember this?
Agathon blinks, kind of put on the spot. Yes, I mean, I remember. Did you want me to fill in the blanks?
I mean, she looks at him. You were the one who gave me the mission, saying that those 3 were the conspirators and the ones guilty. Us bringing Carrion's helmet and her axe to the Queen is what got us this initial spot in the Queensglaive.
Yes, this I do not contest, but currently the facts presented are that, well, the conspirators, as we put them, were the ones hired to kill her family.
I do not believe that they are hired by the giants.
Then who would do such a thing?
I may know.
Go on.
There was a man when we were imprisoned in with the undead. I forgot his name.
Elaine.
His name was Elaine. He seemed to be the boss of Carrion, who, might I add, was defeated and killed in battle by Glaive members.
We were present there in our time in Lynborough as we watched our comrades fight against Carrion in a sort of traditional combat to the death called the School.
Sorry, may I interject?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you implying that the people who butchered my family and the undead are connected?
No.
I would not say that there is a direct connection, Queen Fiore, but rather Elaine might be trying to use the undead in that favor. I do not think that the undead themselves wanted to or had anything to do with the murder of your family.
We believe that the 3 of those people are a splinter group, per se.
Continue.
So,
So we have reason to believe that the giants, while you have a long history with them, were not the ones that sent out to attack your family, but rather this Elaine has some ulterior motives to shake things up. We don't really know much about this man other than he is a man of intense power. And furthermore, can almost get into the subconscious of people at times and speak with them. He promises ruin.
We don't ask yourself to prostrate yourself to the giants. We only
No.
need to ask for a simple olive branch for a small period of time. So that Heimhall, we may not be attacked during that time at its weakest. And any time period after that, you can see fit.
This I will consider. Thank you for your talk.
Of course.
Thank you.
Give me just a moment.
Okay.
Myrrh, roll me a perception check.
Okay. 28.
28.
Mhm.
You see this brief glint of silver from over Fiore's shoulder. As you see the slight visage of a harlequin face peer from around the corner of her throne. And you may roll me a reflex check if you'd like to.
All right. .2.
You see, as the face comes into full view, the visage of the King of Hearts curve around the throne and towards Fiore. What are you doing?
Immediately she's going to jump up and grab Fiore and pull her away from the throne.
All right, give me just a moment. Let's see what his reflex check is. It's a T. Sorry, I have to check on this.
You're good. And none of us are noticing this at all.
You didn't think anything was off looking at this guy, other than just him looking like, a bit like a jester.
Okay.
You yank Fiore away, much to her surprise, Myrrh, as in much of the King of Hearts' surprise, as you see his pursed lips suddenly kiss at the air, and him sort of raise his brow in surprise as Fiore looks back to you, Myrrh, looks back and forth, and she simply exclaims, "You're late." Sorry, had some business to attend to. And he takes a seat next to her. Can we continue then, King? Yes, more than welcome to. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Are you okay?
My apologies, Queen Fiore. I didn't recognize him. It's sorry, part of just my instincts. I didn't. People, when they sneak up on other people, I just get defensive. My
It's a valid
apologies.
concern, Myrrh. My family was killed by assassins.
Yeah, and Myrrh slowly takes a seat.
You must be very lucky to have such a stalwart defender, Fiore. I envy you. Well, you all can continue. And he sort of just kicks both of his feet up onto the table and is watching you all. Would you like to continue, Queen Sklave? There was another matter you wanted to discuss.
Yes.
Compose yourself.
Yes, there was. It was the additional threat that we forgive me,
Do you need some water brought for you?
Yes, if can I call a recess for a second? I'm sorry, I'm not feeling too well all of a sudden.
Yes, 5-minute recess as I get King up to speed.
Yeah, thank you.
Mur, are you booking it out with everyone to talk?
Yeah.
All right, you guys hurry out, saying that Mur's almost having like sort of not like a breakdown, but just kind of like anxiety overload. As she takes you all aside somewhere to a small alcove where you can speak.
You good?
I can't present my case on Agatha.
Why not?
That man that came in, he's the leader of the Black Knaves. I don't know why the Queen is in cahoots with an assassination group. I was never aware of this. But needless to say, if he finds out that I'm the Mur that was Blur in the Knaves, that's gonna put me and everyone else here in danger, guys.
Here's what you do. You
I
state
just
your
need to
case.
reform my...
Mur, focus. Deep breaths. You do what any diplomat does in a situation where there's unwanted pieces on the field. You carry on. Now, that doesn't mean there's not an issue in the elephant in the room, but this is important for the safety of Heimhall and for the world. This is now our piece about Agatha, the most important piece. You're the best one to do it. So just... I know it's gonna suck, but imagine he never showed up in the room. Don't give your name, don't give your status as a Knave member, don't give him any lead on as to guess who you are as a person.
Well, I'm gonna give status as a Knave member. No one in the court should still know about that. It's a matter of if I talk about when I was a tiefling.
Then just gloss over that section.
You know.
Talk about your time in Sykes. You know, talk about...
You're right. You're right.
The killer cases
Talk about
we
the
have with this Mr. Isaac. Talk about Haven. The other pieces of the puzzle.
Yes. Okay.
Dagon.
I don't know where Dagon is. And I haven't gotten any word of any of my letters from Isaac or Haven.
Should we just check in real quick with any of the diplomats to see if there's anything that was brought back to us in the time?
I'll go check.
Someone could go check. I need to just keep myself. I'm sorry.
Archer just pats her back and kind of gives her a small, cure light wounds to soothe her soul.
Oh God. I'm sorry about this. It's one of those things where you never realize that your past is going to come and haunt you. But it appears, at least for now, if he does recognize it's me, he's not going to call me out.
We're discussing the future of Heimhall, not personal affairs. I don't think he would jeopardize his position for that.
I understand. Though I will say that maybe after this meeting, I might too leave for a bit from Heimhall in the 2 months, for 2 months to just get away for a while.
You know what? I wouldn't blame you.
I wouldn't blame you either.
I need...
Well, weren't you going to go check on the stuff?
Alright, I'm going.
Miller, as you go check, you've received a letter back from Isaac, but there's still no sign of Dagon.
Well, it's something. Mer!
Oh, thank God, we have Isaac's statement. Okay. Well, at least he can confirm that Agatha is real in there.
Hey guys, come to my show. We're gonna start up in Somalia. It's gonna be the second of the first year. Here's a free ticket. Just plugs himself and that's it.
What? Isaac! Is this for real?
No.
Okay. I'll accept if there's a plug.
Though, is you asked for help with something important, he just plugs his own show.
I'd like to imagine there's a business card attached to the letter.
Oh, there is though.
And she's gonna pocket it.
Nice.
Because maybe.
It's very shiny and reflective.
Good for him. Okay, guys, I've got this. Milla, I might have to have you chime in about Rictus because I wasn't physically there.
Alright.
If anyone here can chime in about Rictus.
I will try and attest my best to the situation, though. I didn't get a good look at Rictus. I kind of threw a grenade at him and then ran away.
I did.
I know.
Okay. So, for the time being, after this meeting today, though, am gonna have to change my appearance a bit and hide out. So,
Okay.
that being said, I'm sorry for dragging you guys into this if it comes to that.
Well, it's
so,
a good thing you can change your color
okay.
palette.
Yeah, whew. And she kind of like does like a little kind of jog in place,
Like I said, just
and then
elephant in the
bends
room.
over and wheezes,
Like I
and
said,
then stands back up.
elephant in the room, but he doesn't matter.
This is true, but this does really raise a question, though, on the case that I'm fighting for. Exactly why is the queen that I am hired under working with my old boss?
He mentioned that he was part of an old Queensglaive, so perhaps there's not that line of connection.
Perhaps that. Ugh. Okay. All right. Let's go.
That's
Let's
a
do
question
this.
for a different day.
Yes. We need to get this over now. Okay. And so Burr's gonna walk back to the main hall.
As you guys walk back in, you see the King of Hearts. Apparently, it looks like he's flirting with Ganymede, much to the amusement of Caston, who's laughing beside them. You can roll me a sense motive.
Okay.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay, don't play.
What is my sense? Oh, it's 10. 22.
You guys know this well. This is the look of old friends seeing each other again for the first time in a long time.
Thank you for giving us that little break.
Have you regained your composure?
Yes, forgive me. My throat was just a little bit dry.
Well, are we ready to get on to the next threat then?
Yes. All right. So the next threat that we have going on for us is a demon named Agatha. And I know that the talk of demons is a little... We roll our eyes at that. But the demons in this world do exist. They are byproducts of Cyrus, that god. While we don't have a lot of demon presence currently, as most of them are being held by these people called the Wardens, which are essentially a very unknown kind of, I would almost call them mercenary group, as such that keeps Cyrus's hands in check. Cyrus's hands all depict some sort of sin. Agatha is... I'm sorry, I read that. I'm sorry. Agatha is a hand of Cyrus that it is actually not known by most of the wardens. Apparently she was forgotten, though we do have a warden within the Queensglaive, Tim, which we hired, who is currently not here. He had some business to attend to with the wardens. But Agatha is seen as one of these 12 hands of Cyrus. Agatha is what she proclaims as the Queen of Ambition. Her first appearance was in Joe Marn, which, of course, the case of Joe Marn was something that I was involved with in my past group before I came into the Queensglaive, when I was with the party with Justice C.R. Haven, Cassandra, Isaac, Laven, Jeeves, and Renza. I'm trying to remember everyone. Chris. As noted, we are memorialized in Joe Marn for saving them, as there was a plot to infect the water system and essentially turn everyone into zombies. The person behind that plot, her name, well, she goes by Tally. Tally was possessed by a demon. She was a tiefling. As we know, tieflings are not welcome in Heimhall, but they are seen throughout Yonlan and other parts of the world. Tieflings are often... Tieflings are essentially, as you would know, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Tieflings are essentially possessed by demons. Tally was possessed by a hand of Cyrus, so it's like a mega demon. So essentially, she released this hand of Cyrus. Her name is Agatha. She's an extremely powerful being, to the point that she even had Justice C.R. Haven take a knee to her. Now, I understand that I am the only witness here for that currently, as the rest of my party is absent, but I have received a statement from Isaac Fionir, who unfortunately cannot be here as he is not part of Queensglaive and is attending with his family. However, he confirms a statement that yes, Agatha is real. She was seen in Joe Marn. She was the one who attacked Joe Marn. And
You
we
should go to
did
a show.
we did not put an end to her. Instead, she sort of teleported away and disappeared. We didn't necessarily pay much mind to Agatha as we were more focused on the cult of the Black Sun, but upon our entrance to the town of Sykes, just south of Lynborough, we discovered that they were experiencing a problem with Tiefdens. I know Sykes was... I'm sorry, I heard... Okay. We do know that Sykes was in contact with Vaskerhold with receiving provisions because they had to have the entire town locked up because of this. We found the source of the Tiefdens. Unfortunately, I was put out of commission for a time where I could not physically see the portal for these Tiefdens. However,
This is
and
where
she
I'm going to take over.
she turns to Arturio.
During Mur's absence in Sykes, where the rest of our team finished out the mission of the demon infestation. Upon finding a cave north of Sykes, we discovered that there was a small portal that basically... Oh, hi!
Oh,
Here comes
Hagon.
our other source of
Hagon.
information.
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. He straightens up his robes and begins sort of quietly shuffling over towards Arturio and Mur. Yes, hello.
Hi.
I got the letter from Lewis.
Alright, could you hand that to me real quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Fantastic.
pass it to you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go and hide in the corner.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
as our companion here has given us, to add on to our list of evidence, through our completion of the mission in Sykes, we were able to put a stop to a demon by the name of Rictus, who appeared to be one of Agatha's generals, and had left a pretty nasty scar on one of our companions, Milla over here.
Milla, she kind of pulls down her sweater a bit to reveal the scar on her clavicle.
King whistles.
We were engaged in a very heated battle until we were victorious over Rictus. However, Agatha had stepped in and essentially put him back through the portal. It was at this point that the rest of us got a first glimpse at the woman known as Agatha, who stands quite tall and hair made of red fire. If it wasn't for our companion over here who had closed the portal and stopped the infestation of the demons trickling through, Sykes probably would have been destroyed in a matter of time. And for further evidence of that, we have a writ from the mayor of Sykes, proving us victorious over the demon infestation. And kind of just plops it on the counter.
A profile of Agatha. She has power beyond any sort of measure. Not once have we been able to actually come in contact with her and do battle with her, for fear of the safety of the glaive. However, there was a brief meeting with her within the Deadlands, an excursion we took on our way back from Lynborough to Heimhall, in which my body was rejuvenated, we'll say. She did speak to me personally, as she is currently holding captive a friend of mine. And she told me explicitly that on the day of the eclipse, she was going to bring her army, and that she wanted to enslave the entire world, and that she was going to become queen. I take that to heart. She seemed very serious about it, and considering what she was able to do in Joe Marn with very little power, I would hate to see what she would try to do in Heimhall.
We don't take threats against Heimhall lightly. That's why we're presenting this to you, Queen Fiora.
Exactly. And the thing is that she does have the accomplice Tally. Tally seems to have powers with making copies and ink and any sort of the sorts, and this ink is highly toxic and has been known to just wreak havoc, as seen in Joe Marn and She's only gained power since then.
She's
So
carefully
the-
considering your words that you've given her. And we're sure that they're going to be attacking on the same day as the undead.
She has told me explicitly that she was.
Seems awful convenient to not be in alliance.
Yeah.
We
We
have
had our suspicions.
From what we understand,
first.
the undead are under some sort of prophecy that mentions that they can gain their freedom in Heimhall, and they've taken that to war. And to that I say that their prophecy isn't specific that they are to wage war with Heimhall for freedom. That's why I've offered the our alternative to Linborough, and if we can gain an alliance with the undead, use their forces to stop anything that Agatha could throw at us.
We
and
realize that the undead's motives are just to find peace.
And we
And-
can use this to our advantage to further strengthen
And-
Heimhall.
our source from that we have, he assured us that what Agatha is planning is counter to what they have planned, which is to, quote-unquote, make us all equal. Agatha enslaving all of us would do nothing but hinder that, according to him.
She lies back in her throne. Advisors, do you have any input? King takes his feet off the large table and leans in, scooting his chair into the table. Well, this is all nice and interesting. I would ask our friends on the other side, and he kind of glares at all of you. How are we so sure that this undead source of yours is telling the truth?
He's been
He's been
watching us
ice-
for a long time. There's nothing he has to gain from lying to us.
Some people really value loyalty.
We see you've had advances in your technology.
You send this Fiore
Yeah. Just in general to the,
to the room.
yeah. From what it can do to undead, as we've now witnessed, would be very powerful as a countermeasure to stop them. If, say, we give them land in Linborough, which again is not access to any current people, and if it's land gone to waste, and the last possible alternative is to fight them, then we still have the means to do so. However, I believe it would be in the best interest to find the peaceful solution first, and if that fails, then we do definitely have countermeasures.
Yes, regardless of what we do, Caston definitely still order the weapon be produced. He gives a nod from over there.
The worst case scenario is that they officially have land in Linborough rather than just squatting there. Not much is going to change in the town of Linborough regardless, but if they feel a bit more comfortable and a bit more accepted, perhaps that'll ease any hostility towards Heimhall. But if it does not, like I've mentioned, we do have the means to counter attack them, if such an uprising were to occur.
Could we not just invite them here as sort of, under the guise of letting them serve us and using the opportunity to take out their leaders? I think that's the most wise decision, my queen.
No. Forgive me. I
No.
spoke out of place.
The only concern on that is if taking out their leaders, is that going to make them turn aggressive?
When
Our
you could always kill figureheads, but you can never kill an ideal. It might just breed more figureheads in the undead. And as we've previously mentioned,
From what you described, though, these figureheads are a large portion of why the guild is so effective. This
Our-
egg here is specifically very powerful.
our source, Trevor, he spoke of how this has been an attempt they have tried to make for decades. I doubt the leaders would actually trust such an olive branch to come into enemy territory.
if they're out of options, they might not
Then how
trust.
would
How would you recommend that they even get here in the first place for any sort of alliance? They're not going to trust me regardless.
If you're able to
We think they may
guarantee-
use some sort of.
If you're able to guarantee some sort of safety in Lynborough, perhaps with a writ, sealed assurance with their signature, and the promise that they are not to be harmed on the front gates of Heimhall, we could try and safely move them around from Yonland, or not Yonland, from Lynborough around the bend of Jomarn over the next few months or so. Not permit them to stay inside the walls of Heimhall, but during the dawn of the eclipse, if they stand outside with current forces with us and see that there's no hostility between said forces, it might also help improve morale between both factions, that they are here to fight for a common cause.
Roll me a diplomacy check.
Okay. Let me do that again. Okay, that's a little bit better, I guess.
What's the difference from me sending them a writ of peace when I'm lying and I'm not lying?
All that I ask of you, Queen Fiora, is to see how they respond during the dawn of the eclipse. I won't ask you to change your opinion about them, and I won't ask you to give them residence within Heimhall, but hopefully with some help that they could help fight with us, and there's no signs of hostility, that there might be some form of peace in the future. There's no funny games, there's no tricks. I won't ask you for your assurance currently, but at least in the front gates they're not to be harmed. That could be a potential solution.
They certainly wouldn't be allowed in the city.
Yes.
I do like the idea of meat shields, as they can take a punch or two.
And you have nothing to lose if they are meat shields.
You speak wisely. This I will also consider. Do you have anything else to say on the matter?
That is all the intel we have.
Alright, King, since you were late, let's handle one last bit of information while everyone's here. Yes, anything for you, my queen. And he sort of gets up and gives her a slight over-the-top bow, with the flurry of his hands. I know you like to keep things secret from me, but can we count on your assistance when the day of the Black Sun comes, the first of the year? Absolutely, my queen. Every one of my forces will be in the city if you need them. All at your hand. All at your beck and call. All at your service, my queen. And he goes over and kisses the top of her hand. That's good to hear, King. Alright. Leave me so I may think. I'll contact you all when I know what we're doing.
Yes, Queen.
Let me go.
Of course.
See you later, Fifi. He says as he, you guys don't even notice as he's already gone.
Creepy.
Gross.
You all are dismissed. Are there any last conversations y'all want to have before we call it for tonight?
Myr is gonna, like, put her arms around Milla and Arturio, and even touch a hand to Ray. And she looks at all of them, and she's like, dinner's on me tonight. We're going to the bar.
Okay.
We've earned
Alright.
this.
Alright.
Didn't think
well-
that would work, but
Can I come?
Yes, you can
Yes,
come.
Dagon, you can come, but you have to pay your own
Cool.
way.
Is it alright if I bring a friend?
Yeah, sure. Because,
Okay.
guys, honestly, not sure when the next time we're gonna have something like this.
maybe around
So-
my birthday.
Yeah, if anybody's in town, but I think you're gonna be the only one in town.
Oh, don't worry, I'm used to it.
Oh. Well, maybe we can hold like a late birthday party for you.
The Deadlands know how to hold a great party.
Just whenever we're all back in town, we'll be sure to throw you a celebration, my boy.
Yes. And for
It's the 3rd of December. Fantasy December.
The third of year's end.
Yeah.
alright. But Uh, she kind of pokes her head out. Loire?
Yes. He sort of pokes his head out from around the corner.
My friends and I were going to go to the bar and get some food. Would you like to come with us?
He sort of looks you all over. Really?
Yes.
Sure.
I'd like to get to know you more, Luar. I'm interested in the stuff you make.
Yeah, it's more of a hobby in between things and such. At this point, guys, you see Agathon sort of come over to say hi to all of you, and when he sees Lure, he bows, getting on one knee. Oh, that's not necessary. Thank you, though.
Eh?
Huh?
Well,
You all were not informed.
I know he's a religious diplomat from Santiera.
Mr. Crane here, Lord Crane, is said to be the next Exarch, well, for all intents and purposes, the leader of all paladins.
Oh.
Goodness.
Wow,
Quite
what
a
an
mighty
honor.
Sorry, I just don't like to make a big deal out of it, especially when I'm traveling, you know.
I understand that
no.
perfectly.
But
Sometimes business at home and other stuff when you travel.
Yes. Also, I like to keep sort of a more of a low-key air. Thank you, Pan Justiciar. And he sort of offers his hand to let Agathon get back up. Agathon also comes over and gives you a hug, Mur, as it's been a while since y'all seen each other.
Mur gives him a big hug. You can come with us too. We can have a better dinner night than the last time we had one, yeah? I won't
Sounds
stab the
well.
table this time.
I'm gonna go check on my father, but I'll come by Queen's Slave Keep later. How about that?
No, that sounds great.
Alright.
We
And,
just have drinks delivered to Queenslave.
Yeah, this is like we can get
Banquet there.
PJ to make us, because Mur's just like, wow, my wallet's feeling tighter and tighter. Maybe we should have drinks and food at Queensclave Keep. Pitre is good chef.
Oh, yes, by the way, Luar, this is Arturo Venici. He's a friend of mine.
Hello.
Hello.
Pleasure.
He leans down and gives you a bit of a handshake.
He
He's sort of a
reaches
wonky, like 6'2", kind of tall man.
He reaches to grab his hand. Pleasure.
Ha. Pleasure to meet you. Where are you from, sir?
Imperia.
Oh! From the same continent, then. You're only, well, I guess still around a couple hundred miles away, but I'm from Dionys. It's to the west.
Oh, nice. I've heard of that place. I quite haven't heard of your title, unfortunately, but it is a pleasure to meet you.
Well, pleasure to meet you. I'm looking forward to talking to you all tonight. I guess I should prepare and get ready and get all, nice looking and stuff. I'm going to go home now.
Of course. If you ever wish to talk about home or anything else, I'm around.
It's going to be a Queensclave Keep, just so you know.
Sure, I'm sure somebody can show me around.
If you want, I can come and get you.
That would be excellent. Thank you. And he sort of clicks his heels and runs off.
Okay, well, I guess we should all head home then. I think we had a very decent time. The Queen is actually considering our ideas.
Yes, sometimes you give your case the best you can and they just kind of roll their eyes at you. Sometimes that happens, but...
You guys, we all did good, and it's, the next couple months are gonna be something.
If our plans don't work out, again, we have fallbacks, but shit, we forgot to talk about an evacuation.
It's, as Cherry was mentioned, it's something that we can work on later. I think she's got enough on her plate as is.
We're like, hey, forgot to say, if the undead are gonna turn us all undead, perhaps we should think of it.
I'm certain she'll probably be holding more meetings soon while everyone's gone. I'll attend those. I should stay in town, but I don't want to. But we'll talk about that later.
I can handle the diplomatic stuff.
If you wish, I will admit to all of you, after some of the information that I've learned today, I'm gonna have to change some things about me. I hope you don't mind.
It's at this point that you guys see that sort of wonky visage from before, the Harlequin-looking man known as King, very plainly come walking over towards you all with the intent to speak to you.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, Mr. King. Hello.
Mr. King, yeah, I like the sound of that. Just wanted to say hi to you all. Cassie was telling me about how you guys are the new crew.
Of course, it's an honor to meet old Queensclave members.
It's been a while since we wore the title, but I'm glad it came back in a nice new way.
It was interesting that Ganymede was actually on the team.
Yeah, Ganymede's a fine gal. Been a while since I've seen her, but she ain't changed much.
Is she normally allowed freedom outside of Ignos?
Yeah, she's one of them bigwigs over there. She's allowed to come and go as she pleases. Can't say much, though.
Of course.
Her and Fifi have been on good terms, so that's been good for the both of them.
We could use whatever help we could get. But
Yeah, I'm sure those fancy pants Igniri will be nice and useful come the day of the Black Sun. As will my little toys.
did you have any other thoughts on what we presented?
Just think y'all are trying to do a good thing. You may be a bit more diplomatic than we were back in the day, but that's not a bad thing. I wish the best of luck to you.
Thank you. We wish the best of luck for you during the first of the eclipse.
Hopefully, you won't see too much of me, otherwise, we're doing a bad job.
Of course.
And he offers his hand. What was your name, young sir?
Arteria Venici, pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, baby. How about the rest of you, then?
Mila. It's just Mila.
Nice to meet you, just Mila. He points to you now, Ray.
Ray?
Ray's dead. No, rest in peace.
Bye, Ray.
Ray dies on the fucking spot. Alex
You
and Mike
ran
might have
off
gone
to do some gnarly waves. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, guys. I had to go catch some fucking gnarliness.
Big Kahuna out.
Big Kahuna, gotta go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can.
I said, I'm Ray.
Man, we got some short names going here. Guess it makes sense. I'm not one to talk. Nice to meet you, Ray. He gives you a firm handshake.
He gives him a firm handshake back.
I'm Dagon, unofficially sort of a ally of Queensclave. And quite the tall one to boo, young man. Yes, young. And he gives a hearty handshake to King. And how about you, little miss, hiding there on the back?
Oh, hi. Yes, and she offers her hand. Mina is my name.
Mina. That's quite a
Don't fuck out your
good name.
cousin.
Only a bluff check, Myrrh.
Alright, good thing that she's been studying him.
She has been.
So I'm gonna get a +1 on that bluff check, so it's gonna be a 16.
Well, happy to meet you, Mina. Guess I'll see you all a bit more in the coming months. And, best of luck on the day of Black Sun.
You too. Thank you.
Toodaloo. And you see him sort of bow his crown as he disappears in a puff of black smoke. I thought only I could do that.
Oh, horrifying.
I hate him.
What a twink.
He didn't even teleport. That wasn't magic. What the fuck?
I gotta study that. Not to replace you, Dagon. Your magic is useful.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
You alright, Mar?
Huh?
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Mila picks up Myrrh and kind of plops her over her shoulders. Alright, let's head back to the keep.
She has a good Pokemon.
Yeah. Let's do that so we can prepare for the sort of banquet I guess we'll be having.
Heck yeah.
Such a
Um,
creep.
And on that note, as you guys are carrying Myrrh back, we will close the session.
Alright.
All right, let's do favorite least favorites, babies. We don't have Discord. Gorpo, favorite least favorite.
I liked that I said the right things and not the wrong things. That
Yeah,
was my
you guys did a
favorite
good-
part.
This is one of the few times where like really talking out exactly the plan really worked because you had to say the exact right things or else it would have gone really bad. So good job on that.
Yay, I'm glad that things did not go horrible. Fucking, what else? It was just a good RP sesh.
Mhm.
I appreciate all the attention to detail we put into our plan now, because we actually had to fucking think about it.
Yeah, this
Well,
was like a verbal combat essentially.
Yeah. I'm glad Arteria got to do his noble thing, for once.
Hmm.
I don't think there was a least favorite. I just,
Okay.
I just...
Technology mishaps,
Technology
perhaps.
mishaps was probably was the worst thing in this campaign, you know?
Yeah,
The true eclipse is the lack of internet.
yeah.
All right, Jessica, favorite, least favorite.
Oh, I love the whole thing with negotiating with the queen. I think it was really it felt good.
Hmm.
Also, yeah, throwing the King of Hearts in there as being an old member of the Queensglaive and being like, oh hey, my people are going to be in Heimhall, and so now Mer's just like, and everything I have worked up to in this life means nothing.
Wow, Merg, you actually have like the worst people you know.
It's like, wow, Mer, you actually don't want to be in Heimhall. You don't want to be on this continent, and you just kind of want to abandon your friends right now. To the point that you named yourself after your cousin, and now you have to live with that.
You receive a report that Mina gets killed in action from an assassin.
Yeah, she's assuming that because at first she was like Mercy, and she's like, no, that sounds too much like my name, and they might have done some.
Mr. King, we've killed this Mina. She's a lot shorter than we thought she'd be.
Mina's taller.
Sorry, Tyler.
No,
I
that's
was
the
in the
thing.
stature of Mina.
I thought you were implying that they kill Mer thinking it's Mina. Like, oh, finally, we've been looking for you, bitch.
Least favorite part was technology being shit, and also Mer getting cucked once last time of ever talking to Nork ever.
I'm so sorry. There are other ways to speak with spirits. We gotta find the spells for them because that's not the only way to do it.
Oh.
But yeah, that I can tell you were like, well, fuck.
Mer's just like, am I gonna have my one breakthrough before I potentially die? No.
At least
No.
you gotta tell you what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
and
was,
she's
"Come
just
to
like,
Isaac's
oh
show."
man,
That's what Nork's last words were.
come to Isaac's show.
You get front row seating from the 3rd to the 4th, but don't wait now. Tickets only last pretty soon.
Maybe she'll take a small excursion and go over there and watch the show.
Aw,
Sneak
that's
on the boat with
nice.
Milla and Ray and go to one of his shows.
It's like Mer might go with Milla and Ray, just be like, hey man, I actually want to get off this continent right now.
We have one guest room. You guys gonna have to find a motion. You guys gonna have to find.
Double has an estate.
It's like you assume that Mer doesn't just sleep like a bat sometimes, and that she'll just hang off the side of the porch or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
Alex, favorite, least favorites. I can
Favorite-
gather what one of the least favorites is, but go on.
Favorites is even though we kind of diverted off of what the initial plan was, we got a lot of information out of it. Like, we took way longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
I told them this while they all were gone. I have written on my notes, get to the fucking Queen meeting within the first 30 minutes. And
How'd that go?
we didn't quite do that.
So
We were just bullshitting. Like, we were still getting stuff done.
Mhm.
yeah, there was a lot of info dropped suddenly that was probably not even set to be dropped until like maybe
Nope.
after.
No. No.
But things happen and it was good. So yeah, that's my favorite about it. So I don't really have a very favorite moment. I guess that beginning part in general.
Okie dokie.
What's your
Least
Alex?
favorite.
Wonder what it is.
Least favorite. Honestly, it's not. While it is, like, I respect it. Like, Ray hasn't had any like super big depressing kind of moments yet, and so that's like the first one. So I'm not even like really upset about it.
I mean, there is some hope for him.
I am upset about it.
Like, if
Like-
people survive the apocalypse, I feel like they could still hook up.
Oh no, Ray's probably like, nah, fuck that bitch right now.
Wow, good on that.
That's fair.
Ray, 3 hours after breaking up, is at a strip club.
Well, the previous day, he finally made like his first like move towards her, and like it was received well. But then like I think just the reality of like all the chaos that was ensuing, it finally got to her. She's like, I can't be entertaining this anymore. Like
I mean, at least he didn't let her like. I feel like Ray's a little bit more of an optimist just because of his naive nature.
Mhm.
So he's kind of like, well, I mean, she didn't like let me get super far.
Yeah.
So I guess I
We
have
only
that.
got
going
engaged
for
if
it.
she said no after that.
Yeah.
God.
So, like I said, it's not a least favorite. It's more like, well, damn.
It sucks, but
But I respect it.
you don't feel like I did you dirty or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I was worried. I'm like, I hope I didn't just fucking ruin Alex.
Ray is forever just ruined.
Nah. Ray will be fine. He's just gonna be like upset for a few days.
It's his first heartbreak.
Yeah.
Ray's gonna be in the red light district in no time.
Yo, well, I was thinking about that. I'm like, what if Ray just kind of like just goes to the red light district and is like,
Just-
fuck everything?
He puts
Milla
out-
grabs his arm and is like, nope.
pulls out the river, goes like, "Give me all of the strippers."
Oh my lord. Alrighty then. Iris, favorite, least favorite moment.
Least favorite moment is probably the technical difficulties. Just cause it was really sucky. I hated it.
Yeah.
Favorite moments, I had a lot. The moments with Zalia were really great. Especially when Milla and Ray were walking her home, and then she just turns around and says, "Are you trying to fuck my mom?"
The way that Alex
Yes.
was flabbergasted there, like legitimately, was so fucking good.
God. But it's true though.
Yep.
I like that Milla got a preview of the gun that I'm assuming is the gun that was used.
Yeah, that's the blueprint that he showed off to you.
Yeah, that's what I assumed when he pulled it out.
Mhm.
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the meeting portion because I was a nervous wreck.
Mhm.
We were just like, Milla,
Um,
don't say the thing.
Yeah, but there were things I knew Milla did have to bring up to kind of say, well, why is this a reason? It's like, well, from the intel we have, this is why we came to this assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was there for both times, so
Yeah.
she had the most information from Trevor. I that little fucking moment when King whistled at Milla, I really liked. It was so dumb, but I loved it.
He's a real fucker.
He is. He is.
He sure is a real fucker. Just because I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of all the stuff that I just assume he is because I was the one who created him, kind of.
What else?
Imagine making a
Why
character
not,
called Arturio Slayer and being mad that Arturio Slayer wants to slay Arturio. Why did I do this?
Okay. I never thought King of Hearts would actually come into play. I was just like, oh, he's just there.
This is Alex we're talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
David and
Never,
Emily's
Like,
never make
role.
backstory if you aren't okay with it coming up at some point.
Yeah.
You make me all sorts of delicious backstory, Jess.
Man, I can't wait to go to Imperia and find out the shit show there.
Yeah, you should never go back to Imperia.
Arturio should never go
But I
back.
need the angst though. Like,
Yeah.
I need it.
Let's see. The fact that Milla recognized the Kadiri and was just like, oh no. Because she remembers her uncle specifically saying, do not mention my name around my people. So those were kind of my favorite parts. Well, parts
Milla
was
just shows her like a family photo of Garrick. Like, hey, this is my uncle. His name is Garrick. He was an assassin in Ignas.
Yep, and Milla's dead.
Rip.
So yeah, those were my favorite parts.
Okie dokie. My favorite, least favorite, real quick. The "Are you trying to fuck my mom?" part was pretty fucking funny.
I'm mad I left for food during that time.
You'll get to hear it. The legitimate disbelief, and like it took like 2 minutes for Alex to recover from that. It was so good.
I have the general
Like-
timestamp, so I'll just give it a listen.
And I don't know how much of that it was like in character, Alex, or it was just you. But regardless, it was fucking perfect.
It was both. It was both.
Because it was like, oh, that's her mom. Oh wait, putting puzzles together. Oh fuck. So that was really tasty. Also, we forget about the fucking Ray flying around the city at the beginning because that was so long ago. It was so fucking funny.
It was so great.
Yeah.
Just like Ray has this like a bomb in his hands. He's trying to like tell them you can defuse it.
Hey, defuse my bomb for me real quick.
And it's like they find Tim. They're like, oh Tim, you can do it. He's like, I need something to put it in. They're like, fuck. So that
was really quite fun. Let's see what else. Yeah, the plum part was like, I mean, honest, it was real depressing.
How about
Like
that,
the
Pathfinder?
legitimately upsetting to me. But like, there had to be some sort of like fallout to mentioning Dagon. Besides him, dying. Like the fact that like that was brought up, she's like, I need to fucking, reevaluate my stuff right now. And that's what that was. She's like, I need to refocus what I'm doing, like what my point is.
Mhm.
Surprise turn of events. Ray didn't kill Dagon. He killed himself.
Yeah.
Damn.
He fucking cockblocked himself.
Damn. Rip.
Yeah, because like an issue that I think I've been having is that I mentioned on Twitter earlier is that so certain NPCs that are built where they're basically just built to, not like they're just built to be romantic partners, but they only really exist in the context of being in a relationship with a player character. I'm trying to get away from that, and I feel like Plum was definitely one of those characters early on where it felt like, oh, this is pretty girl that is just here for being pretty and pretty girl.
That's the Ray fuck character.
Yeah. And we weren't treating her that way, like in terms of like, let's fuck her. But it was just more kind of like, I wanted to. I'm glad that it's clear that she's not just here to, be cute at all times. She's.
But Alex, I already knew that.
I'm sorry. I didn't have to teach you that lesson. I just teach me that lesson. I'm sorry that teaching you that lesson had to result in you being sad. Let's see, what else? Favorites. The King of Hearts coming over and trying to kiss Fiore on the neck, only to be pulled away by Myrrh. And then the genuine disbelief in your voice, Jessu, when she's like, you're late, and you're like, oh, fuck. Because I mentioned, like, she's like, somebody will be late, but he'll show up here at some point. And then the other guys were like, yeah, he's always a late kind of guy. And then he appears and just, like, sits down. It's like, fuck.
Fuck.
I also really liked his voice. That was a lot of fun to do.
His voice
That's a
is good.
slutty man.
Because I'm starting to run out of, like, voices to do that are
Man, I'm
distinct.
not a big mood.
Because Zelia and Plum sound nearly identical. So, like, that scene was hard. But, like, so it's always nice when I find a character that, like, has a nice, very unique voice. So, like, they felt good to actually, like, play a new character that was instantly clear in how they sound and stuff. Also, like, the lure, he's, like, this adorable little man. He comes in and he fucking melts it and I'm dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, Milla was just kind of fucking taken aback that the nice guy she met just fucking melted and undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a little fun part too. Yeah, I also like that you guys we had big conversations in terms of plans, but it didn't become too cyclical, which is issues that we've had in the past.
Mhm.
Like there was always new ground being made. So that on y'all's part, that was really good too. I like that. And you can call it there, B Borb.
BD.
Oh yeah.